Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle and this is a book haul. I feel like it's been a little while since I've done a book haul. But I placed an order at Whodunit Mystery Bookstore and at Book Outlet, so I'm very excited. But first I have just a couple bits and bobs to show you. And the first is actually a puzzle. I grabbed this Jane Austen puzzle and I'm super excited about it. Here's a proper picture on the back here. This puzzle is so fantastic. There are 60 characters and great houses to find in the puzzle. So if you know the characters from Jane Austen and the houses, then you can watch for them as you put the puzzle together. I wanted to give you a close-up look at this. There's a poster included in with this puzzle. So I'm going to go to that now and let you have a close-up look at the poster for this puzzle. Alright, so here's the poster of the puzzle, and I'm going to zoom in on it so that you guys can check out how awesome this puzzle actually is. So I'm going to start at the top left, and yeah, I'm just going to go across. So you can see there's scenes, and if you pay close attention, you can figure out what books they're from. There's also stuff apparently from Jane Austen's life in here. And so what's really fun is that you can see or try and guess what is what. So there's some stuff that's pretty obvious. So let's see, I'm gonna find one that I thought was pretty obvious. Let's see. Just finishing the look here at this story and what's going on at this puzzle. All right, so for example, here there's a man carrying a woman and another person running after. That has got to be Willoughby and Marianne and Margaret from Sense and Sensibility. Here's some soldiers in red coats, so that's likely from Pride and Prejudice. This one here with the people in the boat, probably Persuasion. This is obviously Persuasion, look at that. Anyway, I just think this is fantastic. And then on the back, it gives you a description and then it tells you who the people are, and here is who you should be looking for in the puzzle. So I just thought I should give you a closer up look at what was going on in this puzzle, because I think it's just a lot of fun. And so I will pull back out again and give you one more look at it. Okay, I also picked up Castle Rackrent by Maria Edgeworth. This is the Oxford World's Classics edition. This has been a book that I've been wanting to read, and I've kind of had my eye on it, and so when it went on sale, I picked it up, and I might possibly read it during Jane Austen July. I'm not entirely sure, because it was written during that time period. I know Maria Edgeworth is an author that Jane Austen enjoyed reading herself, so yeah, I'm excited to dive into that. And I also found at a thrift store another book in the Sebastian Seer series. I believe I now have them all, except for the newest one. So yeah, I'm very excited. This is Why Kill the Innocent by C.S. Harris. This is a historical mystery series set during the Regency. This is my favorite historical mystery series altogether. I love this series so much. Okay. Are you ready for it? Here is the box of books that I ordered from Whodunit Mystery Bookstore in Winnipeg. I love this mystery bookstore, and I love that they have an online catalog and that they will mail books to you. So let me show you what I found. I got Hunter's Quarry by Susanna Stacy. This is a Superintendent Bone mystery. This is a series, and I'm not sure at what point it changed, but I have a few from this series that are, it says they're by Staines and Story, and Susanna Stacy is one of those people. I'm not entirely sure how that works or when they made the change, but this is one from 1998. The back says that the Superintendent Bone mysteries have won the author comparisons to Ruth Rendell, P.D. James, and Agatha Christie. Now, in a charming English tale, Bone brings his instincts to bear on a case of deadly prenuptial disagreement. So yeah, I was excited to find one of those. I'm collecting the Crowner John series by Bernard Knight, and this is A Plague of Heretics. This is historical mystery set in the late 1100s, and I've read a number of them from this series, and I quite enjoy them. And I also just really like the covers on these. Yeah, I find the cover art fantastic. Okay, I got Murder in the Basement by Anthony Berkeley. This is part of the British Library Crime Classics series. This is a mystery from 1932, and it's called a Who Was Done In mystery, because the majority of the book is spent trying to figure out who the victim is, identifying the victim. This is one with Anthony Berkeley has a series detective, Roger Sheringham, and he's in this one as well, so I was excited to find that. I found another one from the British Library Crime Classics. This is Fel Murder by E.C.R. Lorak, a Lancashire mystery from 1944. Apparently it is a tightly paced mystery with authentic depictions of its breathtaking locales and Second World War setting. I've been wanting to try T.P. Fielden, so I grabbed this when I saw it. This is Resort to Murder, a Miss Dimont mystery. I think this is the second one in the series, but that's okay. This is historical mystery as well, and I believe it's from the 20s. Death Stalks the Beaches of Devon. Again, great cover. And then I was super excited to find these. I didn't even know that this was a spin-off series, but T.E. Kinsey has written, I got two of them, and I'm not sure if this is it or if there's more. The Deadly Mystery of the Missing Diamonds and A Baffling Murder at the Midsommar Ball. They're set a few years later than the Lady Hardcastle series. And the main characters are the two musicians from Dizzy Heights. We meet them in the Lady Hardcastle series. They're in a couple of the books, a number of the books. And then this series is set in the mid-1920s. So I love that idea. And so yeah, I'm really excited to try that series. Ooh, and I found another Baroness Orczy. This is The Old Man in the Corner. She wrote these short stories in the early 1900s. Let's see if there's a date for this. This is from 1908. And so The Old Man in the Corner is a man who sits in the corner of the ABC tea shop, and he's always playing with a piece of string. And there is a newspaper reporter, Polly Burton, who talks to him, and he tells her stories and about mysteries and stuff. And so, yeah, I was excited to find that one as well. And then I found a John Dickson Carr. This is The Bride of Newgate. This is one of his historical mysteries. He didn't do very many of these, but this is one of them from 1950. And so this is set in 1815, so the Regency era, which I love. So I'm excited to give that a try as well. And then I found 2 from the Book Lovers series, and I think now I might have all of them because there was only ever 4 or 5 in that series. But I found Unsigned and Unbound. These are by Julie Kewart, set in London, and the main character works for a publishing house. So this series is a biblio mystery series, so I was excited to find those. All right, and then I also found one in the in Priscilla Royal's series. This is A Killing Season. The main character is, yes, Prioress Eleanor. So this is a historical mystery set in the medieval time period. And I've got a number from this series, but not all of them. So I was excited to find this one, A Killing Season. And then I found According to the Evidence by Henry Cecil. This is, he writes kind of humorous courtroom stories. This is from 1954. Alec Morland is on trial for murder. He has tried to remedy the ineffectiveness of the law by taking matters into his own hands. Unfortunately for him, his alleged crime was not committed in immediate defense of others or of himself. In this fascinating murder trial, you will not find out until the very end just how the law will interpret his actions. Will his defense be accepted, or does a different fate await him? And then last but not least, and this is the one that I was the most excited about, I found Akhenaten by Agatha Christie. This is the play that she wrote set in ancient Egypt. She wrote this play in the 30s, but it was never put on. And then it was published like this, like in the 70s, I think. This is 73. So yeah, I was very excited to get a hold of this because I've been wanting to get a hold of some of Agatha Christie's plays. So I was very excited about this one. And yeah, it's got Tutankhamun, and so it's during that time period in ancient Egypt. So I was very excited about that one. So that's my box of books from Whodunit Mystery Bookstore. Put that on the floor, and then I got a box from Book Outlet. Now, I got number 19 by J. Jefferson Farion. This is part of his Ben the Tramp series. This is from 1952. And I haven't read any from this series, from this Ben the Tramp series. On a gray afternoon he was destined never to forget. Ben sat down on a park seat and proceeded to think, not of cabbages and kings, but of numbers, lucky and unlucky. So yeah, I was excited to find that. I got one from the C.S. Harris's Sebastian St. Seer series, Who Slays the Wicked. Again, a Regency era historical mystery. I love that series so much. And then I had picked up recently books 1, 3, and 4 in the Mystery Men series by Ellie Griffiths. Historical mystery set in Brighton in the 50s. But I didn't have book 2, so when I found book 2, I snatched it up. This one is set in 1953. And again, this is a series that I've quite enjoyed, so I'm excited to reread it. I found, and I did, like, this was a complete surprise to me that I found this. This is Death at the Derber by Arjan Raj Kiand. I've read this series. It's a trilogy, and I read it, it was from my library, but like I had never seen it anywhere else. So when I saw this one on Book Outlet, I snatched it up. Even though it's the second one in the series, so far it's the only one that I have, but I'm excited to have it. This is a Maharaja mystery set in the early 1900s, 1911, and our investigator is a Maharaja, Sikandar Singh. He's the Maharaja of Rajpur, and I just really enjoyed this series. Historical mystery set in India. So yeah, I was excited to find that. I found A Bryant and May. This is Oranges and Lemons by Christopher Fowler. Again, this is a series that I'm collecting. This is the Peculiar Crimes Unit series. And yeah, I just love these covers too. Okay, oh, and then I also found Murder in Old Bombay by Nev March. I really enjoyed this one. And it is historical mystery set in India in 1892. And this one, I really enjoyed this one because it felt epic in that it was definitely historical mystery, but it was also adventure and romance. It kind of just had everything. And so it's just a really fun story. I got a Patricia Wentworth, The Case of William Smith. I have been loving the Patricia Wentworth that I've been reading, so I snatched this one up. This one is from 1950. So one interesting thing I've noticed is I got a few kind of that from that golden age of mysteries. And so here is another one. This is the Prop Syndicate by Freeman Wills Crofts. This is a crime club edition. I love that cover. I think that's fantastic. This is from 1922, and it has an introduction by Dr. John Curran. So that's cool. He's the one who wrote the Agatha Christie notebooks, or edited that together. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I don't think that this is, yeah, he's got a whole series with Inspector French. This is not one of those. This one is this is one by Inspector Willis of Scotland Yard. And apparently this is the third novel that Freeman Wills Crofts ever wrote. So that's pretty cool. And then I was so excited to see these on here. I really enjoy this series, and decided that this was one that I would like to buy and have on my shelves to read whenever I want. So I found The Frangipani Tree Mystery by Ovidia Yu. This is the first one in the Crown Colony series. This is a historical mystery series set in Singapore in the 1930s. The first book here in the series is from 1936, and our main character is Su Lin. She is a young Chinese girl living with her family in Singapore, and yeah, it's a great series. Such an interesting time period and place in the world. I also have the Betel Nut Tree Mystery, and I think this is the third. Nope, this one is the second in the series. And then the Paper Bark Tree Mystery, which is, let me see, the third in the series. And the Cannonball Tree Mystery, which is the fifth in the series. And at this point, we are now into World War II, and Singapore has been occupied by the Japanese. And so the series takes a bit of a turn at this point in history, but it's still so very interesting. So there you have it. That is my March book haul. What do you think? Now, I thought it was like very appropriate that other than Castle Rackrent by Mariah Edgeworth, all the books that I bought in March were mysteries, so that is very appropriate for March Mystery Madness. What did you think of my book haul? Have you read any of these books? Would you recommend any of them? Which book do you think I should start with? Many of these I've read already, and I just wanted to include into my collection. But that's because I want to reread them. So yeah, if there's anything here that you're thinking, wow, I want you to read that and hear what you have to say about it, then let me know in the comment section down below. Are there any books here that are favorites of yours? I would love to know that as well. And I will see you for another video soon.